Hello everyone and welcome. Know Atma to know Brahman. Well, let's first understand these two terms, Atma and Brahman, that are used in Vedantic tradition as the ultimate realities of an individual and of the totality. Atma is the witness to all change, but is itself changeless and is the ultimate reality or ground of oneself. When you dissolve all the world into ideas and then the ideas into yourself, knowing they are all ultimately in you, that is Atma. Atma is the unchanging element of knowing with which all your experience is known. Reality of an individual is Atma. Atma means non-darkness or all-pervading or I in Sanskrit. Brahman is the continuous element that knows anything and everything only as itself. When you actually see the universe or duality before you and know that it is the same as yourself, that is Brahman. When you are dreaming and know that the dream pictures of cities, friends, etc. are yourself, that is Brahman. Brahman means vast in Sanskrit. So, Atma is Brahman known from within. Brahman is the Atma known from without. In one case, the world is seen as an unreal superimposition on Atma, and in the other, the world is perceived not as anything other than Atma. In other words, Atma is knowing Brahman within you, which is called self-knowledge, Atma Jnana, Chit aspect of reality. And Brahman is knowing that Atma is everywhere and in everything. That is universal knowledge, Brahma Jnana, Ananda aspect of reality. Atma and Brahman are one and the same. It depends from which angle you are looking at. If Atma is like a drop of water, then Brahman is like the infinite water. They both are water. From the point of view of Brahman, however, there is no drop of water. All is water. Did Jesus Christ say, I and my Father are one? We need to know both Atma and Brahman for liberation or moksha. But which one is to be known first? Atma. Atma needs to be known first because until you know the nature of the knower, nothing true about the known can be known. Perception is always in terms of the instrument used, and the object of perception is always in the perception itself and depends on the instrument. The particular nature of a perception is determined by the quality of the receiving organ and not by the stimulus. Just as we cannot gauge the exact color of objects if we always wear tinted spectacles, we cannot know the true nature of our individual experience if we persist in viewing it from the standpoint of a colored individuality. Perception, thus, is mind-specific. Perception, as we all know, is also species-specific. What we see is not the same as what a chameleon sees. Therefore, until you know the truth about your mind end or the nature of your mind, you cannot know anything true about the world you perceive. Because again, no perception is free of conditioning. It is better to be a master of yourself than to be a master of the whole world. Any kind of investigation has to commence with immediately available evidence, which is you. Therefore, start with you first. One who cannot realize truth within himself first can never realize it in all. The Atma means that which is nearest to you. Then anyone who is at a little distance from you will have to be considered as being farther away. And if you cannot see truth in yourself, which is the nearest you, you cannot possibly see it in those far from you. First, you will have to know truth in yourself. First, the knower will have to know the divine, that is the nearest door. If everything in the universe is fashioned by a single cause, Brahman, then everything in the universe or nature is Brahman. Therefore, if you know the essence of any one thing, it is as good as knowing the essence of every other thing. Therefore, we have to first pass through the stage of discovering Atma, and then only can we attain the stage of discovering Brahman. There is no easier way. As Socrates said, knowing thyself is the beginning of wisdom. And also in Prophet Muhammad's words, whosoever knows his self knows his Lord. Whosoever knows his self knows his Lord. Self-knowledge, Atma-jnana, is eliminating the error that you are not self. Knowing Atma only tells you what you are not necessarily what you are. It is necessary to see what you actually are. It simply is not enough to see that rope is not a snake. If you have stopped there, then there is still the possibility you may mistake it with a stick or a crack later. We have to see the rope clearly. I has to see I clearly. That is the second stage to know Brahman. But here is the secret. The individual who enters his self suddenly finds the entrance to all. The individual who enters his self suddenly finds the entrance to all. If you know or taste the salt water in a pot, you would know all the water in an ocean. Indian sages have made this sensational discovery that the ultimate ground of the individual and the ultimate ground of the universe are identical. That Atma is Brahman and Brahman is Atma. This is one way to understand non-duality, Advaitam, that Atma equals Brahman. Microcosm equals macrocosm. The door to one's self is the door to all. There is not that much of a distance to cover once you know who or what you are. Samsara, life, is made up of root ignorance and error. The error will come back again and again, even after self-knowledge or awakening, because the root ignorance has not been removed by self-knowledge completely. When both ignorance and error are eliminated, one attains Brahman, so to say, which is nothing but claiming one's own glory as the non-dual infinite being. Brahman claims Brahman. Brahman recognizes that it has always been Brahman, free of the world, free of Maya, free of cause and effect. This discovery collapses the distinction between the objects or world and Brahman completely. You are now one with everyone and everything. And what is the test? When the thought that you are Brahman becomes as strong as your present thought that you are the body, then alone are you free. Therefore, it is important to know yourself first. Know Atma first. You have seen the world in you through Atma Jnana, self-knowledge. You need to see yourself in the world through Brahma Jnana. You have seen the world in you through Atma Jnana. You need to see yourself in the world through Brahma Jnana. Thank you.